topic.
Yeah.
So I think I should not take your time, sir. You please start. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So I will start. So a little bit I will go discuss about deep learning, because I think that is also important. And little bit we'll run the code in the Google Colab. That is already done. I will share the code with you, so that no need to worry about how I'm running the code of CNN model. So already some code is there on the CNN at my end. So first, let us brief understand about deep learning. Okay. So then only we'll go for CNN model. CNN, I will go. So first understand what is the requirement of deep learning. Okay. So in morning we had discussion like this decision boundary. The screen is visible now, I think. So we have a discussion about this decision boundary, complex decision boundary. So what we are doing, we are increasing number of hidden layers. The objective is that to construct the complex decision boundary, we are increasing number of hidden layer. But what is happening when number of hidden layer is going to increase, number of hyperparameters going to increase, because number of weight and bias will increase. So now we have to bias here. This is weight matrix W. This is weight matrix. So if you increase more and more layer, you will get better boundary. But what is happening? You weight matrix, bias for each neuron you are giving bias. So your number of parameter theta, which is consisting of W and bias, is going to increase. And after some time, what will happen? If you are going to form this such a complex structure, those your neural network able to do, but what is happening? The model will get overfitting. That also I will discuss a little bit for 5 to 10 minutes. What is overfitting and underfitting? So model will get overfit. So as we'll go for multi-class, like you can go for multi-class output also, you can have multiple. As morning we have just prediction, then multi-class, then we are going for more and more layer. So first hidden layer, second hidden layer, and we are going for deeper network. So this is deep network. If we are going for deep network, means number of hidden layer more. Many time what is happening? Our computation is shared by two processes. Suppose I need to draw this space. Okay, so initially I am trying to identify these edges are there. Nextly I am trying to merge two edges. Okay, nextly. So what is happening? Maybe two same neurons are going to compute same lines. Maybe 2, 3. So there is redundancy in the computation. Okay, so that's why this is fully connected network. Fully connected network. I will come what is fully connected network. I will give you motivation. So all layer are fully connected. Okay. So layer by layer we are going to improve. And so far we are giving the input was handcrafted. We know that what is feature, but in deep learning we'll provide just simple data. And layer by layer we try to extract more better representation. Like that here I just try to identify edges or dots. Here I'm trying to identify a little bit complex boundary. Here I'm trying to identify entire phase. So layer by layer, I'm going to extract more better feature. So just understand deep number of layers. Okay. So like that, and you have initial pixel value. First layer you have find the edges, vertical origin. Then second layer you try to find little bit complex geometry, and third layer you are trying to identify. So that is how abstracts what is happening. Here you are not providing any feature. The network itself learning features, okay, layer by layers, okay. So we don't know the right level of abstraction. What is this right level of abstraction? But there is just, we are giving abstractive idea of this one. And finally, this is feature representation. This is low level of feature, this is high level of feature. Because you can see the representation also. So this is what deep learning. Now I'm coming on directly. What problem we are facing in deep learning, okay? Overfitting kind of problem we can face in deep learning before reaching to this model. So why deep is required? So this is world text error rate. In natural language processing, you can read this conversation speech transcript using the context dependent deep neural network they have used, and see the difference between shallow network and deep network. Shallow network is traditional neural network and deep is modern neural network. You see that we have one hidden layer, one layer with the 2000 neuron, two layer with the 2000, and 7 layer with the 2000. This is deep model. So we have almost 17% error rate and 83% correct it was giving. World it is predicting, world error rate. Okay. Same thing we can do by also. But what is happening? The moment you are increasing number of hidden layer, number of hyperparameters is increasing. And we know that it is leading for overfitting also. Okay. So neural network is considered as universal function approximator with sufficient neurons in hidden layer. If you have sufficient neuron with one hidden layer, you can approximate any sort of function x square, any sort of polynomial also x cube, you can map. Okay. Enough hidden neurons. Why deep neural networks are not fat neural network? The question is coming. When I'm talking about simple neural network, shallow network with one hidden layer, it is too much fat. You see the width of this one. But when I will go for deep network, then it is thin. You see the shallow network or deep network. So as it is suffering with overfitting kind of things, because the redundant competition is happening, multiple region is performing same competition. It is like also in class, 5 students are solving same assignment. What will happen? Some people will not solve, they will copy from someone. But each I given separate assignment, then they will work with these layers. So what is happening? We are removing some layers. So deep network, the moment I will talk about deep, so it is not fully connected layer. Only few layers are connected, and I will show that how you can do by ReLU and other things. And with this, what will happen? Now number of parameters is reducing. Here you have number of parameters. Suppose this is n neuron, and you have weight matrix of n cross n, and this is n cross 1. Okay, so this is shallow network, this is deep network, this is fat plus salt. Shallow network is fat, but it is short, it is thin and tall. Okay, so what is happening here? I'm getting abstract picture, and more better picture, but layer by layer we are extracting. In this case, I'm providing all sort of picture here, performing computation and getting output by the classification of prediction. Okay, the same number of parameters is there, but still in deep learning due to overfitting model, shallow network, I will get, you see that one layer with the 16,000 neuron, I'm getting 22.1 accuracy, and 7 layer with the 2,000, that means only 14,000 neurons, I'm getting 17%, almost 5% different error rate is reduced, and it is performing like this only. So deep network is that's why better. Okay. So you can have compare of 22.1 and this one. So you say that there is 2,000 neuron, here is 16,000 neuron. Okay. So deep, why deep is there? Still, I'm just justifying this keyword deep. So modularization is like that. We can, as I'm going from layer to layer, I'm getting more better features. So I'm modularize that. Each layer, I'm trying to classify also clustering. Like this is classifier 1, classifier 2, classifier 3, classifier. There is 4 classifier working in this layer. Then I'm merging this one. So it is identifying girls with long hair, boys with long. So what is happening when I'm trying to classify 1, 2? If any classifier is weak, if you aggregate all classifier like ensemble learning, your performance will increase better, because like in class, all students are average, but if they will work together, their performance will increase. Okay. So this is weak, but the moment you are going next layer, you are getting more basic modularization. So that I will discuss what is this modularization. Okay. Now come. Okay. And from here, we will understand what is vanishing gradient problem, what is, and we can apply through deep learning. We can use for this also feature transform from 2D dimension data. I can transfer with the 3D dimension. Same thing I can do. This is my input, this is my output, and this is my kernel function layer. So this is not topic of the discussion. The topic of discussion I am going to prevent underfitting. Okay. So now let us come first understand ReLU function. What is ReLU function? It is like activation function previously. This is positive. The output of ReLU will be max of 0, a. So if it is a is positive, I will get y equal to a. If it is a is negative, I will get 0. So it is happening. For negative, I am getting 0. For positive, I am getting linear function y equal to x kind of thing. That is what ReLU. And ReLU is quite, it is fast to compute. It is very much similar to biological neuron, and think that it has infinite sigmoid with different, it is different, it is continuous, I mean, it is linear function, and you will not suffer with the vanishing gradient problem. You will not suffer. That is most variety, and that is proposed in ICML in 2013. That is top confidence. So ReLU is there. But problem is ReLU is coming when value is negative, it is giving 0 and your weight WT equal to WT minus 1 plus this lambda. This lambda has gradient. If it is this quantity 0, I am not updating my weight. So for this again, learning will 0. So for this, we'll go for leaky ReLU. Leaky ReLU, little bit we are going in the downward direction. Okay. So you see that when you are deep network, so you are going for deep. So if your gradient is less here, you will move ahead. Your gradient will almost vanish. It will become 0. So a small gradient, if you have, because now you have, I will come on this discussion. A small gradient, you require learning rate is low. If you have more, because WT equal to WT minus 1 plus lambda into delta. If this quantity is small, I will take a small stop. If this quantity is big, I will take much bigger steps. Okay, that is only what I am telling to do. Small gradient, less learning rate, large gradient, fast learning rate. Okay, so now let us see this one. I'm not going for this discussion. Okay, so just understand at output layer, if you want to apply multi-class output, you can apply softmax function here. The beauty of softmax, it is giving probability distribution, and you have applied softmax. What is happening? If you differentiate this function sigmoid, we are getting this one. So for large input, I'm getting small output. Okay, for large input, I'm getting almost average output. You see that this is differentiable. Once you will differentiable, you will get this kind of curve. Okay, so even X is large, but I'm getting very less output. Okay, so that's why what is happening? It is suffering with the gradient descent. Now let us see that deep learning, how will apply ReLU function. Input layer, I'm applying ReLU function, and last layer I will apply softmax. Okay, so ReLU can act as dropout. So what is happening? The value I'm getting 0, it is behaving like 0 function. Okay, and for positive value, it is because 0, it is giving 0. For positive, it is linear function. So now it becomes linear function. Almost network size reduced, and these are dropouts. So because these are redundant computation, I'm not getting any positive value. Y equal to X, I'm not getting any positive. I remove this one. Now your network become thin and tall. So in this way, you can avoid number of parameters. Earlier you required 2 cross 4 number of parameter, now you require only 2 cross 2. So this way you can avoid overfitting. Okay, so ReLU is also acting as dropout, a thinner network. Okay, ReLU is a special form of this max out function. So max out is main activation function. What is max out? You have input, you are performing computation. So very soon you will understand CNN. CNN, I will use this max out here. What is happening? You are only retaining topmost value of among this one, say 1. That means significant feature you are keeping, and the feature which is not significant, you are reducing. So in this way, you are not losing information also. You have selected maximum both. Further, you have went this one. So it is happening like you are selecting only maximum feature, rest feature you are removing. Okay. So max out, what is happening when it will become a ReLU function? When you have 2 inputs, it will become, when you have 2 elements, it is becoming linear ReLU function. 2 input, you can have this kind of function. 2 input, you can have this kind of function also. Okay, so ReLU is a special type of max out. So max out, what is happening? You are taking maximum value, rest value are avoiding, 2 group. If you are going 3 group element, you will get 3 pair of activation. Okay, any 3 sort of image you will get. Now, that question, when I have a small gradient, slow learning, fast gradient, fast learning when you have big gradient. You see that here. What is happening? Initially, my value is here. I calculated gradient. It is giving direction. I will apply by learning rate. Okay, so far learning rate is fixed. So what is happening? If learning rate is, the value of learning rate is very important. You cannot keep it very large, or you cannot keep it very small. If very small, it will take too much time to convert. Small step it will take, it will too much time to convert. If it is very fast, it may be overshoot. Okay, this kind of problems are coming in learning rate. Okay, if learning rate too large is that, it will oscillate like this to this to this. It will never reach to this point. Okay, learning. If it is small, it will take too much time to convert. So I need to take some cost may decrease after each update. So I will take adaptive learning rate, in which case what is happening? Initially, I am taking big step. After some time, I am taking slow step. Now let us understand. This is my next weight, updated weight. This is my previous weight. This is my learning rate, and this is my gradient. Gradient, how you are calculating? Cost function upon with respect to parameter W1B. partial differentiation. So far, this lambda was fixed. Only gradient was changing. Now we are changing adaptive gradient. So if gradient is much, I will keep my learning rate small. If gradient is small, I will keep my learning rate fast. So what is happening? I'm taking this new learning rate, whole learning rate divided by cost. If cost is more, then gradient, GI what? Gradient, sum of all gradient. If it is much, this quantity, because both are inversely related. If it is big, this is small. That means gradient is more, you are taking small steps. If gradient is small, you are taking less steps. So that I justified how you can do. If gradient is more, you can use for ADAGR, adaptive gradient descent, adaptive learning rates. Okay. So in this case, what is happening? If gradient is 0.1, your learning rate is quite good. If gradient is 0.2, learning rate is going to be decrease. Okay, because denominator quantity is increasing, so this learning rate is less, more compared to this one. If gradient is too much, in this case, your learning rate will become almost very less. Suppose this is 1 divided by 0.1, it is becoming 10. 1 divided by 20, it is becoming 0.5. So you see that learning rate is also changing. Okay, that is, they have written there also learning rate, how learning rate is changing. Observation, learning rate is smaller for all parameter. Smaller derivative in gradient is small, large learning rate is required. And if large is derivative, then require less learning rates. Okay, so this is how deep learning is going to adjust this thing. Okay, so this already I discussed. Small derivative, large learning rate. Large derivative, small learning rate is required. Okay. Now dropout also I have discussed in case of ReLU. I'm just going to discuss this last concept, then I will directly start CNN model. Okay, so dropout is that because we are because the number of hidden layer is increasing, what is happening? Number of parameters increasing. Here my objective to keep number of parameter less. So what I will do, I will drop some neurons. I will drop some neurons using dropout, and ReLU function which I discussed, it is also working as a dropout. Like this is positive, this is 0, 0 can drop out. And I can make this is 0. For negative value, it is 0, I can remove. Same thing I'm going to do here. During training, each epoch, you have to define how many neurons you want to keep with certain probability, like 50% probability or P% probability you are telling. You will keep neurons, rest you will remove. So let us assume P is our 50%. Mean 0.5 probability. So two neurons I am removing, except from output layer, I will remove neurons from here. Okay, and what will happen? My neuron sign will become like this. So each neuron has P% dropout. Each layer, we have removed this layer. Now, what is happening? Responsibility is increasing. Now, because earlier I have assumption that there is redundant computation. Now there is no redundant computation. There is, I'm only responsible for particular things. So I will only do this. Okay, so network is become thinning using the new network for training. It is like ensemble learning. So this is now one classifier. Again, second time you train and you give some different dropout, you will get second classifier. After that, you merge all computation, you will become good classifier. Okay. So for each mini batch, we represent the dropout neuron. Now, during training, we are removing dropout, but testing will not perform dropout, no dropout. So if there is no dropout, so what will happen? If it is 1, 1, 1, 1, the output is 4, but 2 high remove, that output has decreased by 2. So how we can scale this model? So what I am doing, if dropout rate is P%, so I will multiply by 1 minus P. That is like Bernoulli theorem, P or probability of happening or not happening, 1 minus P. So I am multiplying all bit by 1 minus P. If 0.5 is my dropout, you will multiply with 1 minus 0.5, that means 0.5. So in this way, you can adjust. Okay. So assume that dropout is 50%. So you multiply each W by 0.5 for test testing. You can see here. Before this, why dropout is there and how testing time dropout is helping us. So testing time, we are not performing dropout, only training time we are performing dropout, so that network size can be reduced. So when team up, like you will have different dropout models. So if all team up, so small people will meet, it will become a stronger group. Okay. So if you know your partner will drop out, you will do your work better. When testing, no one has drop out actually, so obtaining good results. Okay. So now see that training, what is happening? I remove these dropouts. So actually 1, 1, 1, 1. The weight was 4. Okay. After testing, what is happening? The weight will become 2 times of Z. That it is Z and it is 2Z, because here I remove 2 neurons and here I am including all neurons. So what I will do, I will multiply by 0.5. That means 1 minus P. So multiply each weight by 0.5, my output will remain same. Okay, that's why testing time we will not perform any dropout. Training time we are performing dropout. Okay, the objective is to reduce the network size so that we cannot get overfit, because in traditional cellular network, the moment we are increasing deep layers, the network size is increasing, number of parameters is increasing. But once we are placing dropout is one technique, okay, by which you can reduce overfitting. So now what is happening? You have divided different dropout 1, 2, 3, 4. You will have different network structure, and then you are combining. Testing time you are counting all, and you are taking average models. Okay, this is model 1, this is model 2, model 3. Now see that what is happening. This is training times. This is I remove 2 dropouts, so this time these neurons are working, because there is no control over any model, and dropout ratio is also changing. So we are getting 4 different classifier. Classifier 1 like SVM, KNN, CNN, and like this we are getting different classifier. So if we'll merge overall and we'll get good performance. If there is M neurons, you can have 2 raised by M possible networks. Okay. So now testing time will have average of this one. Only things you multiply each weight by 1 minus P probability, where P is what is the dropout probability. Okay, then you are getting on. So with this, I'm not going for RNN model. Directly I am coming on CNN model. Okay, CNN I will coming. So already morning I discussed you are perceiving input through your retina or eyes sensory inputs you are taking, and it is going by layer structure. So it is identifying face how layer by layer structure it is. Like input is taken for this cat by retina, then LGN, then B1 layer, B2 layer, B3 layer. Finally, you are identifying whether spatial location is there or something we are going to. So this is already I explained layer by layer we used to understand. Okay. Like layer 1, we are detecting age. Second layer, we are grouping these features. Third layer, I'm detecting high level of features. So first, let us understand supervised learning. Supervised learning, you have given images. Your image has pixel values. Okay. So you have extracted handcrafted feature, and you have trained with the SVM random forest or simple neural network. You are giving output whether it is outdoor or indoor. Okay. Limitation that it is very difficult to find the handcrafted feature. Okay, handcrafted feature usually high dependent on the one application. For another application, we have to change things. So in deep learning, what is happening? It has inbuilt automatically multi-stage feature learning process. It will extract. So we are not providing any handcrafted feature. It is taking low level feature, middle level, high level, then train level classifier, and then you are getting output. Okay, you can see that initially you have just lines, then complex structure, then ground, and then you are taking. In text image, you have pixel, then edge, then texture, then motif, part, and object. In text, you have character, then world group, then clause, sentence, and you prepare story. Simple neural network has how many parameters? You can see that. All are fully connected here. 4 inputs, that means 16 plus 4 into 1, for 20 parameter, total 20 parameter. Those biases there, which I am not considered here. So if image of 14,000 cross 3, this is RGB image. That's why this plan is showing RGB 3 plans. Okay, this is 1400 cross 14 pixel value. So what is happening? Total 48,000 input is there. Hidden layer 48,000. You can assume that what will happen? Almost 230 billion parameters are there with single layer. So you will get mad. It is computer will get stuck. Okay, so such computation is very difficult. Okay. Even though you will reduce number of neurons here, still it is 480 billion. So now let us understand what is convolution layer. Before this, I will tell how many different kind of filter possible in convolution layer. Okay, how many different kind of filter is possible in convolution layer. What is convolution operation? So this is original image is given, and you have different filters. So image is what? It is pixel values. All are pixel values. Okay, some pixel values here. you will multiply with identity. So what is happening? It is only keeping the center value, rest value it is making 0. So what I am doing, I am getting almost convolution image. I am only returning like which is the most significance. Eyes is eyes, nose is nose. It is only multiplying with center value, rest value 0. If you want to detect edge, there is could be vertical edge and horizontal edge. Okay. So what will happen if you have like this 1 1 1 0 0 0? So it is going to identify vertical edges. If you have 1 1 1 0 0 0, it is going to find vertical edge. Okay. In this case, what is happening? This value is plus plus and this value negative. That means just pixel value I am decreasing and only I am keeping diagonal values. So you will get like these images, these edge. You can have you can reduce the center value and you can cap only neighbor condition, neighbors. So in this case, you will get this kind of edge detection. Okay. In this case, center value I magnify by 8. So it is what? Zoom. The center value has zoomed by the 8 and just neighbor condition is decreased by -1. Okay. If you want to sharpen, you have sharp the image, center value decrease, eyes is increased by 5, rest of the diagonal you have removed. If you want to make blurred, all pixel value you can reduce. So that is how we are going to do. Okay, so let us come on my discussion back where I was starting convolution, and very easily you will understand this one. Nothing is much to understand here. So actually what is happening, this is internal image. You have different kind of filter, edge detection filter, sharpen you can do, blur you can do image. So filter size is depend on you, whether you want to 3x3, 4x3. But what is happening, it is keeping spatial location. Generally, if you are writing 2. Yeah. So if you are only looking for center value and the 2 is coming as a corner, that time you will not adopt. That's why filter will move over all images. Okay. So this is images actual pixel values, and I will convolute using filter. Filter is moving over this. Finally, what it will do, it will give you some convoluted image because you have applied all filter value over this one. Okay. The thing is that many times we have redundant computation. Okay. Inspired by the neurophysiology experiment conducted by the Hubble and Lewis in 1962. We know that it is good to learn the small model. Fully connected model, do we need really all edges? No. Because multiple computation, maybe it has detecting this edge. So one neuron I need to kill. So that is motivation why we are selecting only center value. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We take only maximum value 5 and 6. We return this value, rest value I am removing. Why? Because you have to identify eyes. Your focus is eyes. So the highest value of eyes will be maximum. Okay. So now we are preparing for beak detector. Beak. This is beak of this one or eyes detector. So you have to focus only on eye. So that's why what is the use of that? Make a full size of filter. You make a small size of filter. Once eyes will match, which are highest value, you return this one, rest value you remove. So some pattern are much smaller than the whole image. Okay. You have to detect only beak detector. You are preparing beak detector. So can represent a small region with fewer parameters. So what is happening? Initial image is suppose 1600 cross 1600. By my filter size is 3 cross 3. 9. We have to learn only 9 parameter, not 16,000. We are not making such a big filter. We are making a small filter. So overall, we are doing? We are removing overfitting. Number of hyperparameter we are reducing. Okay. What about training a lot of such detector? Each detector must move around. So you have 2 different birds and both have detector of different. So can we use SAM detector or different? You can use SAM detector also. You can use different detector also. So it is coming at the corner, it is coming in the middle, so it should not work. The big detector should scan entire image, and wherever it will find it big, then it will do. So in this case, my number of parameter is only 9. Okay, so SAM big detector is using. They can be compressed to SAM parameter. Okay, so now you have input image of n cross n. If there is RGB, then you are running some filter, and then you are getting the SAM filter size. If you are using 3 filters, your image is input is 2 cross 2. You are using 3 filter of 1 cross 1. So you will get image of 1 cross 1, 3 image you will get. How we are reducing this one, that I will tell. Because corner value you will not able to scan. Corner value will not have it. A CNI is the neural network with some convolution layer. This is only the convolution layer when you are multiplying with some filter. Now you see that there is image of 6 cross 6 sparse image. You have filter 1 and filter, and you can see that this is going to diagonal image it will identify, and this is going to identify vertical image filter. Okay, so for vertical image, and I'm going to do. So what I will do, each filter detect a small pattern of 3 cross 3. So now I apply far filter. So what value I will get? 1 into 1, 0 into -1, 0 into n. So I'm getting 3. Then next I'm moving. This is with stride 1, stride 2. In stride 1, what is happening? These two column already I traced, but again I'm going to trace by filter. So that is spatial information is going to repeat, because I can jump directly. Once I finish this one, I can jump here also with 2 stride. So this kind of redundancy is coming. Now next computation is coming. Now next computation will come. Okay. So this way you will have this matrix of 4 cross 4. This is for this filter, diagonal filter. Okay. And why I am getting 4 cross 4 from 6 cross 6? Because I will be able to reduce this row, this row, this row, this row. Initially it was 6 cross 6 to 6 minus 2, both sides, because when I'm placing like this, 3 cross 3 filter. Okay, so that time I cannot start. I can start from here. Okay, so I'm starting here. I'm keeping center value, so I'm leaving this last column. Okay, so either you can add padding also. You can add 1 padding, 2 padding, and place 0, 0, 0, 0 values. Those you are removing, but this is okay. So this result I have obtained through one convolution. Second convolution operation, so we have identified 2 diagonal lines. These are the diagonal lines because I'm getting maximum value for 3 here and 3 here. That means 2 diagonal line. Okay, for this I'm getting less value. Okay, so now you can apply max pooling also here. I'm going for another filter. I repeat, I'm getting another. So if you have applied 2 filters, you have image was initially 6 cross 6. Now you have image of 4 cross 4 or 2 images. Okay, 2 filters. So this is represented feature map. Now this is your feature. You have not extracted feature you have calculated. Like in neural network, you are calculating your own feature you are providing. Here you have captured feature using this feature map. Okay. So after that, once this is feature map, you will apply max pooling. In case of RGB, you have 3 layers. So far I will talk about this is only 6. If it is crossed by 3, then it is the RGB. You have 3 filter and you are applying 3, you will get that much of dimension T filters. Okay. So convolution versus fully connected layer difference you see that. After convolution, you are getting 2 layer of 4 cross 4. In fully connected layer, what will happen? This is 6 cross 6 image, you have 36 inputs. You require at least 10 or 15 hidden layers and output also. So you will see that what is weight matrix 36 cross 36. But in this case, I need to run only these 9 matrices. Okay. Output you are getting 4 cross 4. So let us consider this is 36 cross 16. That is huge size of matrix is there. That we can avoid by convolution. So in convolution, what is happening? I've used filter of 3 cross 3. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 weights. So I'm assigning 9 weights and I'm applying over these 9 images and I'm getting 3. Next, again, I will use SAM filter. Okay, so I'm getting 3 for which? By multiplying using 9 values. Next, -1, I'm getting again SAM. You see that this weight and this weight is SAM. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weight I'm running. SAM 9 weight I'm repeating for this one. These are the 9 weight which represent by different color. SAM I am using the third, SAM I will use for third one. So what is happening? I'm using shear weight and these I'm learning only 9 weight. In previous class I was learning 36. Because for this I'm using SAM weight. So fewer parameter, even fewer parameter, these are the shear weights. Okay. So what entire this CNN model is doing? Initially you have image, you have applied some filter and convolution here. Suppose this is 6 cross 6, you apply 4 filter, you are getting 4 cross 4 into 2 image. After that, you have to apply max pooling. What is this max pooling? You select the maximum value from there. Why I'm selecting maximum value? So that it will keep the significant feature. Okay, that I will discuss again. So you can perform convolution, max pooling, convolution, max, and number of time. Last layer, once you are getting whatever output, you have to flatten, and then you have to apply softmax and classify, whether it is cat and dog. You can repeat this layer as many times. That is what CNN model is. What is max pooling? You understand. For filter 1, I was getting after convolution this one. For filter 2, I'm getting this. What is happening? I'm dividing into 4 cross 4 group, and I'm returning only maximum values. Here I was getting such a line, that's why I'm getting maximum. Here I am treating, here I'm getting 0, 1, that I will remove. Okay, in this case, I'm getting maximum value because there was pattern here. You can see that now, that input. This input you can see. This input. One line is coming here, another line is the filter which having this, it will give maximum value for here. And then we have this line, so I'm getting maximum value here. You have seen this observation, I'm getting maximum value. So doing this downsampling, like data you are compressing, video you are compressing, it is like the video, but you are returning maximum high pitch values. So does it compressed data is lossy? You will lose the information, certain information you will lose, but significant information you will not lose. So what is happening? You have big size of parts, you have subsample, and now you are getting small size because only you are keeping important features. Okay, background you are removing. So some sampling is, you are not learning any extra parameter, but you are just reducing, compressing your size. Okay, pure number of parameter to characterize the image. So what is happening in CNN? You are reducing number of connection, you are sharing the weight of edge, max pooling further reduce the complexity. So there is image convolution, max pooling, and this is final layer. Once you have final layer, then you have to go for flattened layer and fully connected layer. Only final layer will be fully connected. Okay, you have performed n number of time convolution, max pooling, convolution, max pooling. After that, you have to go for, you got this image. Okay. Then you have to come flattened layer and fully connected layer. So what is flattened layer? Just make it is one vector. It is 2 cross 2 matrix. So you make one vector. Okay, now you connect it fully. And output is, suppose you are going for digit recognition or only cat and dog. So you will match fully connected layer. Or if you have 0 to 9, so it depends on how many classes you have output. Okay. Then you have fully connected layer. So now I will implement in Keras, that I will show. Okay. So input, convolution, max pooling, convolution, max. So this is the line of code. Model, Keras model is there. You have to add and the convolution of 2-dimensional convolution. And what you are doing, 25 and 3 cross 3. So 25 is showing that 25 filter of 3 cross 3 filter. Your input image is 28 cross 28. 28 cross 28, and this one is telling this is grayscale. If it is 3, this is RGB image. Okay, so that max pooling operation you can do. Convolution 2D, you find the filter 25 filter of 3 cross 3 and input image is 28. So your image is 28 cross 28. You apply 3 cross 3 25 filter. How many? What will be the size of image? 26 cross 26 or 25 image you will get. So there are 25 3 cross 3 different filters. Input image is 25. Last one is showing, one is for gray and white, and 3 is showing for RGB image. After you will apply max pooling, and max pooling will not do anything. You are doing max pooling with the pair of 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So what will happen? It will just downsample. Okay. The initial image is 28 cross 28 cross 1. You apply 25 filter, you are getting 26 into 26 dimension because you are removing these lastmost column, lastmost row. That's why, and 25 filters. After that, max pooling, and we are doing 2 cross 2 max pooling. So what we are doing, you are effectively 25 into 13 cross 13. Size 2 ho jayega na? The size is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm taking max pooling, I'm selecting only 4. So like this, I'm going. After that, again convolution I'm doing. This time I'm using 15 filter of 3 cross 3. Input image is 13 cross 13. So 13 cross 13 की इमेज है तो क्या हो जाएगी 11 cross 11 की कितनी इमेज हो जाएंगी 50 images. That is that 50 images. Then max pooling you are doing, again size will decrease. So during max pooling you are not learning any parameter. And how many total parameter you are learning? These 9 parameter on the feature, because same 9 parameter you are sharing with all images. Okay. How many parameter you have filtered? First 9, second 9, 25 into 9. Only this much of parameter you have learned. Okay. So input image 28 cross 28. After 55 filter of 3 cross 3, so we have learned only 9 parameter here. Here 25 into 9. This much of parameter only you are running. Earlier I was getting more than 1000. Now flatten layer. So model.add flatten you can do. You will get total 5 cross 5 image of 50. So we are getting 1250 images. And then you can apply softmax function. Okay, fully connected here. So you have add dense, output is 100 dimensionally because of maybe my output is 100. So 1250 will map to 100. So it is like 1250 to 100. And you are applying ReLU function. ReLU you are applying, but last you are applying softmax function. Okay. So let us see code also. Okay, code is there. Also the code in Google Colab you can go. Already you can go for new. Already I created. If you want to create new Python code, you can go new tab. Okay. So Google Colab you can write. I have already my code available in my drive. I will open from my drive or MNST dataset. Maybe we have prepared. So you can have like this something. Okay, small application I will show. CNST MNST dataset already there. This is CFIR dataset also there. Image3 dataset is there based on CNN. Okay. So just I will not go. Basically, I'm working in human activity recognition. LSTM also we have improved, but will not go this one. Okay. So what this model is doing, there is some error. I think that CNN model. Okay. So you understand the code. As I told that you have to import TensorFlow STM and TensorFlow Keras for dataset, number of layer and model. Okay. So if sequential is doing what we have to model equal to model.sequential, first layer you will add model.add, that is convolution layer, 32 filter of 5 cross 5 situation function ReLU and input image is 28 cross 20. Then you have fitted model and then you apply max pooling. Again, you have convolution, max pooling, convolution, max pooling. After that, finally what you will do, flatten layer, output, and you will have this image. Okay. So let us go for this model, some model which was working. So let us have TensorFlow STR, TensorFlow Keras for dataset, number of layer and model. And this is Matplotlib to plot the plots. Okay, to see out. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to execute these libraries in the Python. It will take time because you can run on your standalone application on your computer system. So you can connect with the local runtime hosting because Google has provided. After you have to download datasets, the CIFIR 10 dataset. So you can see that it has 10 different objects with the 10,000 images. You have CIFIR 10, and you have airplane, automobile, bird, cat, deer, dog, frog, sauce. It has 60,000 images. each image of 30 cross 32 colorful images, and the output class is 10. Airplane, automobile, birds, cat, deer, dog, frog, horse. These are the there, and almost 60,000 image. So it will take some time to download. I'm going to download it. It is almost 60,000 images, and all images are RGB. Okay, and each image is 30 cross 32 cross 32. So with 60,000 images per class, because there is 10 classes. Each class is 60,000 images. Out of 60,000, 5,000 of each class I will use for training, and 1,000 I will use for testing. So you can download these different data sets. Okay. So I think it is downloaded, completed. Okay, now class level is 10 class level: airplane, automobile, bird, cat, deer, dog. So I'm going to test whether it is downloaded or not, and I'm normalizing value. Because pixel value, what you will get? 0 to 255. If you divide by 0 to 255, what will happen? Any guess? You will get RGB images. So you got that in pixel value. I'm supposed to get value of like 244, 245. If I will divide all back or maximum value, I will get between 0 to 5. If I will divide by maximum value, I will normalize all value less than 1, less than equal to 1. Okay, so that's why you will get RGB image 0, 1. So what I did normalization here, 10 image testing base, each divided by 255, 255, and let us see plot. Let us plot at least 10 images. First 10 images coming. Okay, so in figure size 10 cross 10, I'm plotting 10 images. Select topmost 10 image and see that which kind of image is coming. So it is printing some image. Okay, 10 image. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 cross 5. Deer, cat, frog, dog. You can go for increase this. 5 cross 5. You can go for 20 image also. Total from 20 cross 20, and you can have size 10 cross 10 or 10 cross 10 रख लेते हैं. हर रो में 10 आए कॉलम. 10 images, 10 images. So each row you have 10 images. It will take bit time. So 10 image आ गई है ना, different category की 10 and 20. And I'm so this is image you have to show, training image, and caption also we are providing what caption is given. So that is part we have done. We have downloaded the data set. 60,000 images were there. We have shown the first 10 images. After that, you have to fit the model, that CNN model. What was there in CNN model? First, we have convolution layer. Okay, you have defined convolution and input size. Then after that, max pooling. Okay. Then after that, we have applied max pooling. First, we implement first two layers. So Keras is already following. Model is you are getting from where? Keras model, Keras layer, Keras data set. Okay. So I'm doing model equal to model dot sequential model. Sequential model means layer by layer I'm going. Okay, layer by layer I'm going. So first layer I'm creating model dot add layer convolution. I've created 22 3x3 filters. So it is already they are providing the activation function ReLU, and input image is already given 32 cross 32 and RGB 3 image. 3 plan is there, that's why they are writing 3. And after that, I'm applying max pooling. Okay, max pooling. Then I'm using second layer, and here I'm using 64 filter 3x3 ReLU function and max pooling of 2 plus. One more layer I'm using, and then this is max pooling I'm applying. So see the number of parameter, how much parameter I'm learning. First layer we have 32 filter of 3x3 and image is this one. 3 plan was there. So total 869. So how many parameter we have learned? 56,000 parameter. Now this was part of this portion. I've used 3 time convolution, max pooling, convolution, max pooling. Okay. This I've done 2 times here I'm doing, there I'm doing 3 times convolution. Okay. Then after that I will come on flatten layer, and then I will apply softmax function. So flatten layer, what you will do? Model dot add you layer all the flatten, so it will become 50 this image, and then your our output is 10 because there is 10 different category of classes. Okay, so you can run model dot add flatten layers, layer dot dense 64 activation function softmax, and your output layer require 10 only. So this I have done. Then you can see the model summary also. So model summary, how many layer? Layer 1 is max convolution layer, 869 parameter. Max pooling, 0 parameter you are learning. Then convolution second, 18,000. Max pooling, convolution third. Then you have flatten layer, then dense layer, and this one. Total number of parameter you are doing. Now I'm compiling my model, which I do. Okay, and I'm using cross entropy loss function like this. I'm looking for matrix accuracy. Okay. So maybe it will take certain time. Or you have to time for particular iteration. Then once this model has compiled, then I'm going to check model fit 10 image, testing image, and I'm running for 10 iterations. Now see that each iteration it will take time. Total 50,063 times each iteration is you are executing, and the accuracy is decreasing. As loss is decreasing, accuracy will increase. Okay. Then you can see that this curve also. It will take much time. Better you run on your computer system. Okay. So CNN model you can see here. This code I will share with the sir and madam, and then you can get from there. Okay. RNN model I am not going. I will teach you something about how you will avoid overfitting. What is the problem with the limitation of deep learning and how you are providing solution. Let us little bit take RNN also so that you can understand more than the movies. So you see that first epoch has finished. The loss is 2.0, accuracy is only 17%. Okay, very less accuracy. Validation error in this. So it will run for 10 iterations, then we'll see that. We'll come back again, we'll see. So any doubt, if you have any doubt up to this point, you can discuss. If you have any single doubt, I will be happy to answer. You can write in chat box also regarding CNN. CNN is finished. There is convolution layer, max pool. Convolution layer, max pooling. After that, you have flatten layer, then you are applying softmax function, we are getting. Okay, so very easily, hardly 10 or 15 line code we can do in Google Colab with the help of Keras or TensorFlow. Okay. So if any question, you can write in chat box also for regarding this one. Then I will give you a little bit introduction on RNN model. Okay, RNN, recurrent neural network. Any question regarding this CNN, deep learning, shallow network? Even you can ask in neural network also. See what happened here, results. In second iteration also finished. Now loss is decreased. From 2 it has reduced 1.9 and accuracy increases from 17 to 20. So each iteration it is taking 43 millisecond. So your accuracy is increasing, loss is decreasing. So let us go for some memory based concept. So far we have no memory concept, so I am going for RNN, in which neural network has some memory. Okay, so memory is required many times when we are predicting sentiment analysis. You have to generate some text based on previous text. So name entity recognition, like I will tell Apple, I am working in Apple company, then Apple is your organization. I am eating apple, that time Apple is becoming your fruits. So this kind of things, I need to see the semantic, whether Apple is related to organization or whether Apple is related to food. So this kind of detecting name entity like name of people, location, organization, etc. in a sentence. So Apple is there. Apple could be people, could be location, could be organization or none. So for which I am getting higher probability for organization. So in this case, I need to remember the president of Apple is an Apple. Why memory is required? Why memory is important here? So Apple is occurring two places. One is president of Apple, another is of Apple. Okay, there is different kind of RNN model bidirectional. So if this Apple is restricted to this president, so then this is organizing. Is an apple, there is fruits. So I require this content. I need to remember this one. That's why you require some memory also. One is long short-term memory, another is LSTM kind of model, and there is simple RNN model. So you apply DNN. So this apple, to identify this is organization, I require understanding of this one. Okay, for this, I require understanding of this one. So this is part of speech tagging, like this is noun, this is verb, this is articles. That time also it is required. So detecting name entity like name of the people, location, or it is in the sentence. Okay. So that time we require memory. Okay. What is the recurrent neural? It is deep learning DNN only. But here we have to remember we are storing in some cell, some value. Some value will store in somewhere places. So the input is becoming there. Input, then computation is there, that you are storing. We are giving output, and this input is becoming this story value of hidden layer is becoming input for next hidden layer. Okay, so this is memory. You have saved this copy, and next iteration you are using this as input. Okay, so artically what is happening? You have input, you have hidden layer output, you have output. Okay, the weight matrix is there, weight matrix is there. This weight matrix will be same. I am sharing same weight matrix. Okay, for each iteration I am going to share same matrix. Okay, so this is for first iteration, and I have stored some value of output in first iteration. I have copied this one. Now this is next iteration one. This is iteration one. This is iteration two. Input could be changed, but this input, previous input, will become as input for this one. So now I have H-1 plus WI. This is previous hidden layer and this one, and it is becoming output. Okay. Again, I am copying this in A2 and it is becoming next layer. Okay. So keep going. The same network is used again and again. So same weight matrix, same weight number of layer I am using again and again. My learning is here. So what is happening? I am staying like organization. I am working with organization name Apple. So organization name and Apple I am identifying, then it is organization. Then finally you have to come with output. How will train? Corresponding each input output, you have calculated output. You try to find minimum this error. Same learning function is there. You try to minimize the cost. Okay. You try to update the weights. Okay. So it will work for entire this one. Now you can go for deep RNN also, in which you have multiple layers. Okay. Bidirectional, when you are coming from both directional. Okay. Then you are calculating out two different sentences you are matching. Like we have to see that Manit Gopal have one workshop, or Manit Gopal is conducting workshop on AI. Both are carrying the same meaning. So both are similar. Why should we consider this as two different sentences? So one sentence I am passing here and we are matching sentence by sentence whether they are matching sentence. Okay. So output could be single 0 to 1 output, like in this case what was happening in previous case. I am predicting output as I predicted output. Okay. In this case, I was just predicting one output, whether it is Apple or organization or none, or Apple. But in other case, you can have multiple output also. You can come across multiple output. So in speech recognition, you are giving input singular, that is vector or sequence, and then you have to generate text. Either you are doing for machine translation from Chinese to Hindi, English to English, like this. In this case, you have some unlawful or unsolicited text or speech, and you are trying to match this one. Okay, you are shortening this thing. So many to many output, there is multiple input, multiple output. Okay. In speech, you will have translation, machine translation, sequence to sequence learning. Okay. Machine translation, you are converting one sentence to another sentence. You are getting multiple output. Okay. Many to many output. Unfortunately, RNN network is not always easy to learn because there is some memory concept. So real experience on language modeling, it is very tough, and I will show the some language concept. Maybe you people understand this better. In language processing, okay? So maybe that PPT is not available with me. So I would have shown you. In this case, like SMS classification, you have some text message. Based on keyword, you are able to find whether it is action or complaint and emergency. If they are like, there is problem in my network, kindly take necessary action. So this is like complaint. If you are calling emergency, that time it could be classed by emergency action. So hidden layer is okay. Input feature is this one. So now what is happening? Sequential modeling of part of speech tagging. SAM network, we are repeating n number of times. Like purchase, videocon, and machine. So three things: it is running verb, it is noun, it is noun. So now part of speech tagging is done by recurrent neural network. So you require some memory. Previous input is becoming input for this one. Okay. Now you can go. You can generate text also. I like the camera. I like the sum. So whether it is positive sentiment or no, because like is there, love is there. So you have to give multiple input but single output. This is positive sentimental. You can generate the new sentence. Now it is in retweet. This is not English word, retweet. This is new words. This is new core recognition. It is generated by VS only. So dictionary is going to updates. Okay. So NLP layer can be considered as morphological layer, part of system. I'm not going because you are not from this background, but it is working like DNN also. No? So this already I discussed. Okay, so there is different neural network architecture you can see. This already I done. Copy is done. So there is unidirectional RNN in which you have only one direction. You have bidirectional RNN. Okay, in bidirectional RNN, what is happening? Weight is SAM. Okay, this is my one layer. I'm going here. This output is coming, becoming, and this output becoming input for this one. Okay. There is deep RNN also. Okay. So what we'll do, I will stop here and I will open for question and answer. Let us see that our code is executed. Yes, it has finished with 10 iteration, 10 epoch, and the accuracy is almost 53, and the error rate is 1.2. You can further report. You can go for 20 iteration. Okay, so if error, you see that what is happening? Error rate is reducing less and almost accuracy is not increasing much. So that means this model is not working. You can increase number of hidden layers. Number of layers you can add. You can add more layers. 2 more layers I added. Okay, so with this I will finish. So you have any question you can ask. Okay, so you can see this one. Okay. So madam, with this I will close my session here, and if any question, I will take questions. Yeah. Code I will share with you, and code I will share. All code I will share.
Hello.
Yeah. Any question I will take. Yeah.
participant side, any question is there? Actually, after this session, they are having a test. So I think all
Okay.
are anxious because of that.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
So anyway, if
any-
there is no question, yeah.
Any question?
I have one.
Yeah, please.
So I'll type it in the chat box.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Code and PPT I will see. No worry.
So your presentations will be shared
With you,
on
sir.
the group.
Ma'am. Yeah. I'll share with you on mail ID. Then you can further share, ma'am.
Same thing. The presentation I will provide you all on
Okay.
your. We are having a WhatsApp group, so we are sharing
Okay,
on that,
okay,
or
sure.
otherwise. So you please send to me, and then I'll share.
Collabs
in-
file I will share with madam because either you give me mail ID, I will share here. You can type mail ID in chat box. I will share with one, and because this I require Gmail ID to share. Na to whom I am sharing, it is asking Gmail ID. Okay, so if they can provide mail ID, I can share Collab.
Also,
Either I will
So-
share to madam and sir, and madam will share to Collab to everybody. Yeah.
okay. So I think no questions now.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So